I mean, let's face it, there's a good chance that you're probably not an expert on it. Neither am I. I'm happy to talk about it to a point. I don't want to be in circular conversations with my wife about it or other people. But why do you need to be heard about COVID-19? All right, here's a topical one. How do I have a conversation about COVID-19 and feel heard when it seems to continually turn to a polarized issue? Okay, so the language you use tells us so much. How do I have a conversation about COVID-19 and feel heard when it seems to continually turn to a polarized issue? So the first thing for me is, why do you need to be heard about COVID-19? Definitely. But actually more so, what is the need to be heard? The need to be heard is something to address. And this happens for a lot of us. We speak and just speak and just speak. We interrupt people. We have this need to be heard, to feel important, to be valued. And why? Especially around something like COVID-19. I mean, let's face it, there's a good chance that you're probably not an expert on it. Neither am I. I'm happy to talk about it to a point. I don't want to be in circular conversations with my wife about it or other people. But why do you need to be heard about COVID-19? Maybe this is an opportunity to notice, I am wasting energy on something that is never going to get me anywhere. And perhaps this COVID-19 situation, or this example right now, is an opportunity for me to notice, I have a need to be heard by people. And it even comes out with something like coronavirus. So that's the thing I would address here. Especially if it's something that turns into a polarized issue, then what you're saying is it's a polarized issue, so it polarizes people, but I need to be right. Because that's what you're saying with the need to be heard, right? Essentially. It's also about the need to be respected and so on, but I bet you could be heard and respected in different ways without needing to talk about COVID-19 and a potentially polarized issue. Because the thing about polarizing is it sends people to extremes where they don't communicate very effectively, where they can't really see logic and they get into an emotion, and emotion doesn't have reason, right? And so what you're trying to do there is reason with the unreasonable. That's just not going to work. So I would say, look, let it go. It's fucking COVID-19. Don't have conversations with people if it's going to turn polarizing. And if you need to feel heard, ultimately, then say, I'd like the opportunity to speak and be heard. Can you do that? And if they can't, let it go. If you really need to be heard, communicate that. Don't subtly try and do it and then get pissed off when someone isn't willing to hear you. Because all that happens is, I'm wanting to be heard. Yeah, but I'm wanting to be heard. No, but I'm wanting to be heard. And you have two fucking people not hearing each other, talking at each other. COVID-19, any polarizing issue is a great example of that. And guess what? It doesn't get anyone anywhere. I hope that helps. Focus on what you can control, and that is not a disease or other people.